These clips will make you question what's real and what isn't. It all begins in Albania, where something truly shocking is unfolding. My name's Steve. This is Classified Captures. Let's take a look. While much of the world fears that AI may take over, Albania seems to have a very different and shocking idea. The Prime Minister of Albania has suggested the idea of making the country the first in the world to have AI ministers. Even some former leaders are backing this bold proposal, and as strange as it may sound at first, there's a reason behind it. The idea comes down to one of the biggest problems many nations face: corruption. Human ministers can take bribes, misuse power, and often fail their citizens, but an AI system won't. It doesn't accept bribes, get tired, or demand a salary, and it can, in theory, process information and make decisions far faster than humans ever could. In other words, the hope is that AI governance could break the chain of corrupt leaders and dishonest authorities that drag down economies and destroy trust. But here's the bigger question. Is this really the best solution? Sure, an AI minister might seem incorruptible, but who builds the system, who programs it, and who controls it from behind the scenes? Would we really be solving corruption or just replacing it with a new kind of hidden power? If Albania goes through with this, it may well set the stage for the future where nations are literally ruled by machines and code. What do you think? Lately, the skies have been putting on a show that's left people questioning reality. One of the strangest sightings occurred when someone captured what appeared to be a humanoid figure in the clouds. At first, it seemed like just another trick of the light and shadow, but as the footage zoomed in, the shape became disturbingly clear. This wasn't a bird, a balloon, or even a drone. It looked like a human figure covered in some kind of shiny suit that gleamed in the sky, almost as if it were metallic or reflective, catching the rays of the sun. What are we even looking at? Some say it could be a case of pareidolia, where our brains create familiar shapes from random patterns, but the clarity of this figure has others convinced it's something more. Conspiracy theorists are already suggesting that it could be a part of a secret advanced technology, or even a glimpse of an extraterrestrial presence moving through our atmosphere. After all, many UFO sightings often describe strange humanoid figures or beings seen in the clouds, vanishing just as quickly as they appeared. So what do you think? Was this just clouds playing tricks, or did someone capture undeniable evidence of something walking above us in the sky? This next piece of footage comes straight out of Mexico, and it's left the internet buzzing with questions. The video was shared by a motorcyclist who had one of the creepiest encounters you could imagine. It was late at night, and he'd pulled over on a lonely stretch of road at the outskirts of town. He claimed that out of the corner of his eye, he saw what looked like a little boy standing alone by the roadside, so he stopped his motorcycle and took out his phone to record. But when he turned his camera toward the spot where the boy had been, the child was gone. All that was left was a bucket lying on the ground. Confused, the man began calling out, asking if the boy was okay. No one answered, but weirdly, he suddenly heard a child's voice calling him to come closer. The voice was faint and coming from down the pitch-black path. The man later admitted that at that moment, every instinct in his body told him to leave. Instead of following the voice, he quickly got back on his motorcycle and sped away into the night. Viewers online have been debating ever since whether it was a lost child or a ghost, or, as many speculate, a supernatural entity trying to lure him into the dark. Stories of spirits or creatures disguising themselves as children are common as folklore, and usually said to trick people into following them, never to return. Whatever it was, the man may have saved his own life by listening to his gut. So if you were in his position, would you have followed the voice or done the same and gotten the hell out of there?
Puta madre, ¿cómo lo hago? Niño. Niño. Hey, niño, ven. Hey, ven. Ven para acá. ¿Qué haces allá? Vente, te llevo. ¿Con quién estás? ¿Y tu papá? ¿Dónde está tu mamá? ¿Con quién estás?
If you're confused by what you're looking at, don't be. It's a mermaid, or at least used to be one. The clip you're watching comes from the Constanța port in Romania, where we're reliably informed this mermaid in the clip has been moved to the local museum. Why, you ask? Well, the answer is simple. They believe this is the real deal. Someone found the creature and has had it taxidermied. The person did this so no one will doubt him if he ever says he saw one. Many in Romania believe in the mermaid's claim to have seen them. Of course, this is a clip, so we have no way of verifying its authenticity. But if it made its way into the museum, then that must count for something, right? Have any of you visited Romania, or is there anyone from Romania here? If there is, can you confirm if this is legit? And please do tell us, have you personally seen a mermaid? You can email your response or pictures to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. A video recently surfaced on TikTok that has people scratching their heads and others convinced they just saw something supernatural. Someone sitting outside in a public park casually recording their evening when suddenly they noticed an odd figure walking across the field in front of them. At first, it looked just like another person, but when they zoomed in, things got strange. The figure appeared to be semi-transparent, as though light was passing through it. Even more chilling, as the figure walked, part of the body seemed to fade in and out, like they were glitching in and out of reality. The witness described the figure as wearing what looked like an old-fashioned wide-brimmed forum hat, the kind people used to wear in the 1800s or early 1900s. Once the video was uploaded, speculation exploded in the comments. Some argued it might be a camera glitch, while others pointed out how distinct the hat and clothing looked, claiming it was too detailed to be a trick of the light. But the most popular theory is that this was the spirit of a farmer who may have once worked the very land the park now sits on. Ghost sightings often have figures dressed in period clothing, and many believe that spirits tied to a place will continue to wander there even centuries after their passing. Skeptics insist it could simply be a bad video quality or a reflection, but others aren't so sure. The eerie, vanishing outline of the figure left too many people unsettled to dismiss it outright. So what do you think it is? Most of you might already recognize this woman. She's a popular influencer from Brazil, known for her dancing videos, but also for something that leaves many viewers stunned. In several of her clips, she demonstrates a jaw-dropping ability to tilt her head so far back that it goes completely beyond her shoulders, almost as if her neck is low limits. The sight is both fascinating and unsettling. For some, it looks like something straight out of a horror movie, and people online have jokingly called her an alien or contortion demon. But while it may look unnatural, there are rare physical conditions and hypermobility disorders that allow certain individuals to bend their joints and even their necks in ways most of us cannot. Some speculate she might have a form of connective tissue flexibility or joint hypermobility syndrome, which can make ligaments and muscles far looser than average. Others think it could simply be years of training in contortion arts, something performers in circuses and dance troupes have mastered for centuries. Regardless of the explanation, her videos continue to go viral because people can't help but replay the moment her head bends back in such a shocking, almost inhuman way.
Don't raise dragons right off the bat. For new players, at the start of the game, don't rush to raise dragons. You might get a powerful dragon at the beginning, but early resources are limited, and raising dragons consumes a lot of resources, which will slow down your economic development. As the game progresses, the enemy's attack speed will gradually increase. The dragon's bonus will not be sufficient to support you and help you win the game. Therefore, I suggest new players start by building watchtowers. Your archers stationed in the watchtowers can shoot enemies from afar and stay safe on higher ground. Once you complete the construction of the first watchtower, you can continue to unlock the second one. The higher the watchtower level, the more firepower it provides, doubling your damage. With the firepower of the watchtower, defeating the enemy will become effortless. This will help you achieve victory with much ease. Join Game of Thrones Winter is Coming and conquer this land together.
Ow. Yeah. Do you snoop around when you book an Airbnb? You might be shocked by the strange things people have discovered while staying in one. One such case comes from a group of girls who booked an Airbnb in Australia. It was late at night when they arrived, and like anyone would, they started checking out the place. That's when they stumbled upon something bizarre. The kitchen counter had a section that opened up in a hidden stairwell leading down into what looked like a dark basement. Out of curiosity, they grabbed their phones for light and decided to explore. The deeper they went, the stranger it got. The basement felt old, dusty, and unsettling. There were strange markings on the walls, but what shook them the most was what they found at the end of the stairway. A room with something covered in a blanket on the floor. The shape underneath was unsettlingly human. They didn't dare lift it. Instead, they panicked and ran back upstairs out of the Airbnb and later shared the footage online. Once the video circulated, it sparked a massive debate. Some viewers were convinced it was staged because if it looked like a body, well, shouldn't they have called the police? Others argued that in the moment of fear, running was the most natural response. What would you have done in their place?
Oh my god. Okay, this one first. I got the line. Oh fuck. I actually hate this. Wait, I feel like I need to be... Wait, I feel like I need to be second because...
No, because... Okay. I'm not letting go of her hand.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. What the fuck? Yum. You're so brave. Oh my god, you're so brave. What is that? What is that?
An eerie image has recently surfaced, said to have been taken somewhere in the United States. It shows this silhouette by the stone structure. The figure resembles a dog standing upright on two legs. The details are unsettling. Unlike the exaggerated dogman depictions often shared online with hulking muscles and monstrous features, this one looks far more realistic. It appears almost like an ordinary dog, except for the fact that it's standing tall, its posture too human-like to dismiss. This is why the photo was caught so much attention. Could this finally be genuine evidence of the legendary dogman, or is it simply a trick of perspective, maybe even a real dog caught mid-motion that just happens to look unnatural in that moment? Whatever the case, this particular sighting feels different. It's not cartoonish or fake. If anything, it's disturbingly believable. So what do you think? There are people out there who pride themselves on being patriotic watchdogs, holding authorities accountable for every mistake or oversight. But sometimes this kind of reaction crosses the line. A woman recently went viral after she pulled up outside a police station and began screaming at an officer. A police car had just witnessed a man failing to use his turn signal, yet the officer did not stop him or issue a ticket. Furious at what she saw as a blatant oversight, she decided to confront the officer directly. In the video, she could be heard shouting at the top of her lungs, demanding answers, but what really caught people's attention was not just her words, but her odd behavior. The way her head kept twisting and jerking around made her movements look unusual, almost unsettling. At one point, the officer even asked her if she should call an ambulance, concerned that her behavior wasn't just about being upset, but possibly a medical or psychological issue. Now, the big question is, was this woman genuinely outraged by the officer's inaction, standing up for accountability, or was there something deeper going on with her, maybe stress, illness, or even a mental health crisis?
Why the doesn't he get a ticket?
Ma'am, I can help you talk to somebody.
He didn't use his turn signal!
Ma'am, can I please call you an ambulance?
A man recently went viral after posting a video online where he demonstrated an alternative fuel made from trash. According to him, the fuel had been tested, certified, and proven to be safe. In the footage, he poured it into his car, turned the key, and the engine roared to life. It looked like a breakthrough. A man recently went viral after posting a video online where he demonstrated an alternative fuel made from trash. According to him, the fuel had been tested, certified, and proven to be safe. In the footage, he poured it into his car, turned the key, and the engine roared to life. It looked like a breakthrough that could change everything. It's a cheap, renewable solution that could cut down waste and reduce reliance on major fuel companies. But soon after the video spread, concern began to grow. Big corporations profit by keeping us dependent on their products, and history has shown us that when someone comes up with a true alternative, strange things often follow. People began to warn him about the man in black who silence inventors who threaten powerful industries. Not long after, the man posted an unsettling video. He explained that someone had tampered with his car, nearly causing a serious accident, and when he called his mechanic, the explanation he was given was vague, suspicious, and didn't add up. Now people are convinced that the men in black have already marked him. Or is this just a coincidence?
A diesel alternative made from plastic waste. A diesel alternative that has just passed a diesel test certification and has been scientifically proven to be cleaner than pump diesel.
Remember the story we shared earlier about how children in Virginia have been going missing, yet barely anyone is talking about it? Well, something even more chilling has surfaced. Residents have started posting videos online of ice cream trucks rolling somewhere. She's attempted to describe her dreams to different individuals across the sky.
The bugs just broke through the east line, and the bots are still scrambling for crystals. We're barely holding on, and yeah, my new name.
As if something more was happening beyond the clouds. One man shared footage he captured right after the storm, and it left viewers divided. In the video, the sky glows orange with strange streaks of radiant light. The man insists what he saw wasn't ordinary lightning at all. He believes it was a portal opening. According to him, the flashes weren't random strikes, but signs of something else, possibly a war happening beyond our sight. Skeptics say it was just nature doing its thing, but others can't shake the feeling that the storm was hiding something bigger. What do you think?
This is no coincidence. The sky looks like that. Just had 80-mile-per-hour winds. Y'all think it's a game. Look at that. That is a war. Don't be fooled, people. This is a war going on. Y'all let it be. Oh, that's so pretty. Nah, it's a war going on.
A man recently shared a chilling photograph he captured while exploring an abandoned building in the UK. This place is believed to be one of the most haunted houses in the country. As he walked down a dark, crumbling hallway, something ahead caught his eye. From the corner of the turn, he noticed what looked like a hand emerging from the wall itself, long, rigid, and almost lifeless in appearance. He managed to snap a picture, and the image is just haunting. This place is located in Pontefract, West Yorkshire. It's infamous for its history of paranormal activity. Locals say strange entities roam the parapets, and countless visitors report overwhelming dread or bizarre experiences inside its walls. Just take a look at that hand. What do you think? witness recently shared a video they filmed after pulling over on the side of the road. What they captured has since sparked a heated debate online. In the footage, an odd dog-like creature can be seen walking through the grass near the edge of the forest. At first glance, it almost resembles a stray dog, but the details don't quite add up. Its body shape is unusual, and while its face looks somewhat canine, there's something off and unsettling about it. Some viewers immediately pointed to the infamous chupacabra. According to folklore, the chupacabra has a dog-like body but with eerie, unnatural features, much like what's seen in this video. Others, however, believe there may be a more down-to-earth explanation. They argue that the creature could simply be a wild animal suffering from mange. This skin disease causes severe hair loss and often gives animals a disturbing, almost otherworldly appearance. So, did this witness accidentally stumble upon a real cryptid, or was it just a sick animal wandering too close to the road? In the UK, a biotech company has created the world's first clinically approved 3D printed bionic arm. The device went viral after a woman who received it was interviewed. What made the footage jaw-dropping is what she did next. She calmly removed the bionic arm, placed it on the table in front of her, and then began to move the fingers of the detached arm as if it was still part of her body. The arm responded instantly to her neural signals, proving just how advanced this technology had become. Think about that. Not only can this prosthetic restore function to people who have lost limbs, but it also connects so seamlessly with the human nervous system that it works even when detached. For many, this was more than just a display of futuristic tech. It's living proof of how far science has come in merging the human body with advanced robotics. Now, if we can 3D print functional brain-controlled limbs today, what's next? Entire organs? Full body enhancements? Who knows?
We have
I'll just help Billy.
completely wireless, so you can actually just detach the hand like that.
You're thinking about it.
And I can still operate it the same way as if it was attached. Make a move.
That is incredible.
Table.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So I can do little tasks.
I'm going to tell you something a bit embarrassing now. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I was absolutely smitten by a program on television called The $6 Million Man. Does anybody ever remember that? And I used to pretend that I was like bionic and stuff by sticking little bits of metal and wires and electrical stuff in kind of like my sleeve and trying to kid the other kids that I had a bionic arm. So, yeah. What are you going to do? A woman recently shared a chilling video of her young son splashing around in a small backyard pool, but it wasn't the child that drew everyone's attention. If you look closely at the windows of the house behind him, something disturbing happens. In one window, a pale face can be seen pressed right up against the glass, watching the boy intently. Within seconds, the face vanishes. Then in another window, a different face suddenly appears, only to disappear just as quickly. The woman insists that she and her son were the only ones home at the time. No one who could have been at those windows. Understandably, she was shaken. Viewers who saw the clip have been divided. Some believe it could be a paranormal encounter, perhaps spirits drawn to the energy of a child. Others suspect a reflection or trick of the light caused the illusion. And of course, skeptics raise the possibility of editing or a prank. But if the video is genuine, then who or what was staring at that little boy from inside the house? The next footage dates back to 2016. A motorcyclist was riding at night when he suddenly came to a halt. A strange figure had appeared in the middle of the road, then vanished before he could even stop altogether. Shaken, he got off his bike and looked around, but as he searched the roadside, the exact figure appeared again, and this time standing just off to the side of the road. This terrified the man so much that he abandoned his bike and ran. The whole scene was captured by a security camera overlooking the road. The figure appears to be wearing a long white robe with messy black hair covering its face. Could this really be a ghost caught on camera? The driver was traveling late at night when they suddenly noticed something unusual ahead of them in the sky. Bright, glowing lights appeared above the road, and the driver quickly pulled out their phone to capture the scene. The footage is surprisingly straightforward, showing a strange cluster of lights hovering, then zipping past at incredible speed. For a brief moment, the object's outline becomes visible, and it looks like a disc-shaped craft surrounded by lights. Many who've watched the video say it's one of the clearest UFO captures in recent years. Some speculate it could be a craft of non-human origin, while others suggest it's an advanced military technology. But skeptics argue it could simply be a drone, aircraft, lights, or even a lens effect, though the way it moves doesn't quite match anything ordinary. Whatever the explanation, this sighting has sparked debate because of how detailed and crisp the footage really is. If it isn't man-made, it could stand as one of the strongest pieces of evidence yet that something truly mysterious is flying in our skies. So, is this AI or not? Some campers were out in the Blue Mountains of Oregon when they stumbled on something they will never forget. They just set up a camp when they noticed movement in the tall grass nearby. At first, they thought it might be a bear, but then the shape stood upright. It looked like a giant ape walking like a man. The creature moved closer, crouched down for a while, and stayed there watching. Too terrified to approach, the campers called the rangers, but before help could arrive, the creature slowly rose back up and walked away into the forest. Witnesses described it as standing 8 to 9 feet tall with a domed head and a strikingly human-like face. In the blurry images taken at the scene, the figure doesn't resemble any known animal. Many now believe the campers may have captured evidence of none other than Bigfoot. What do you think? Is this real proof, or just another mystery of the woods? We've always wondered if aliens helped our ancestors centuries ago because of the kinds of things they built. The uploader of this clip wonders if this is the answer we've been seeking. In the clip, we see what looks like an excavation ongoing. The individual appears to have found some sort of casket. He opens it up, and after removing the first layer, something looking like a hand sticks out. The uploader believes this is the hand of an alien. I've looked at the clip several times, and I can understand why he thinks that. A closer capture of the casket would have, however, made it a lot easier to discern if we are really dealing with something extraterrestrial. As it stands right now, I can't tell if that's the case. Take a critical look and tell me what you think, though. Do you really believe this is an alien? And if it is, do you think every civilization has had an alien species living with them? Let's hear your thoughts. Over the years, there's been a trend of people claiming to have dreams and visions about the end of the world. Some say they've died in their dreams, visited heaven or hell, or even seen visions of the rapture. These stories circulate widely online, especially within spiritual and religious circles. Recently, this man named Connor shared what he described as a vision of the end times. Take a look. In his dream, he claims he was shown that after September the 25th, all flights around the world would be grounded, signaling the beginning of the rapture. For those unfamiliar, in Christian belief, the rapture is the event where all true believers are taken up to heaven to meet God, while the rest of the world is left behind to face a million years old. Here's the problem. Humans as we know them weren't even around a million years ago, so how could a man-made tool, something that required knowledge of metallurgy and mechanical design, end up sealed inside rock that predates our very species? Some argued that it must have been contamination and that the drill bit somehow worked its way into the seam later. But others believe this is proof that either our timeline of human history is wrong or that another advanced civilization existed long before us. If true, this discovery would force us to question everything we think we know. Like years ago, the object was 52. Something was discovered that has puzzled researchers and skeptics ever since. A man working in a coal seam stumbled across what looked like a drill bit. It didn't seem like much, but the moment experts examined it, the real mystery began to unfold. This was no ordinary piece of metal. The object was found 3 meters underground, completely encased in solid coal. Coal that, according to geological dating, was over 1 million years old. Here's the problem. Humans as we know them weren't even around 1 million years ago, so how could a man-made tool, something that required knowledge of metallurgy and mechanical design, end up sealed inside rock that predates our very species? Some argued that it must have been contamination and that the drill bit somehow worked its way into the seam later. But others believe this is proof that either our timeline of human history is wrong or that another advanced civilization existed long before us. If true, this discovery would force us to question everything we think we know about human progress. Were there forgotten civilizations wiped away by time? Or does this hint at beings who walked this planet long before humans existed? This video was captured by a driver on the highway. Up ahead, he noticed a strange-looking EV speeding out of control. As he got closer, he realized that the driver wasn't even holding the wheel. It was a self-driving Ford Mustang Mach-E. The car had completely lost control, scraping against the concrete barrier. Inside, the driver looked helpless with his palms together, praying because there was nothing he could do. Moments later, the vehicle veered off the road, but by some miracle, no one was hurt. That leaves us with a chilling question. Are we really ready for self-driving cars? They've been sold as the future, but when the machine takes over and something goes wrong, you're left with nothing but hope. So do you want a self-driving car after seeing this? Not a chance in hell. In China, history was made with the first ever race between humans and humanoid robots. One of the competitors was a Unitree H1, a sleek robot designed to run the 1,500 meters. The crowd watched in awe as this machine sprinted down the track. But then, something strange happened. A person casually walked across the track directly in its path. Instead of reacting like a human would, the robot paused for a moment, then continued running as if nothing had happened. No acknowledgement of the accident, just a mechanical decision to keep going. This moment left the audience unsettled. It showed both the incredible potential of humanoid robots and the unnerving gap between machine logic and human instinct. If this is just the beginning, what happens when robots start sharing more spaces with us? A strange video shows Las Vegas in broad daylight, but the scene is nothing like we'd expect from the city that never sleeps. The casinos look deserted, the slot machines sit quiet, and the streets seem frozen in time. No buzzing crowds, no endless flow of tourists, just a heavy emptiness that makes you wonder if something is brewing. It feels almost unnatural, like the city has been paused by some unseen hand, waiting for whatever comes next. Some believe this isn't just Vegas, but a reflection of America itself, as if the whole country is slowing down before a storm. Whispers of economic collapse, hidden agendas, and even paranormal shifts rise to the surface when you watch something like this. And yet, maybe the simplest explanation is that it was filmed during the day when fewer people are out and about. Still, the feeling lingers that something is not right. If this is just a quiet moment caught on camera, or a sign of something much bigger, what do you think is really happening here? So, I'm not exactly sure where this footage was taken, but it shows a massive cave right by the ocean. And what makes it so strange is the giant stone sphere wedged perfectly into the opening. At first glance, it looks like just a rock formation, but when you look closer, it almost seems too precise to be natural. The ball-shaped stone sits so perfectly in the hole that it almost looks like it was designed to seal the cave shut, hiding whatever could be inside. This has sparked tons of speculation online. Could it be a hidden entrance to something underground? Throughout history, mysterious caves have often been linked to ancient civilizations, lost treasures, or even military facilities buried beneath the earth. Others believe such sites could be connected to secret bases, possibly even places where governments or organizations conduct experiments far from public view. But there are more mystical theories that caves like this might hide ancient relics, lost tunnels, or even lead deep into the hollow earth. This strange stone door doesn't look random. It almost feels like it was put there on purpose to keep something locked away, or maybe to keep us out. So is this just a bizarre natural formation, or could it be an entrance to something hidden? In Florida, this thing was seen in the night sky. It was a glowing thing that had glittery lights coming from its bottom. We don't know what this could be. Is it fireworks, aliens, or something else entirely? Relax, we know you don't have the answers, so Julius, my new assistant, and I did some digging, and the phenomenon apparently aligns with the characteristics of noctilucent clouds, also known as night shining clouds. These ethereal clouds are exceptionally rare, manifesting as delicate cloud-like formations in the upper reaches of the Earth's atmosphere. When viewed from space, they're referred to as polar mesospheric clouds, appearing as a diffuse scattering layer of water ice crystals near the summer polar menopause. The appearance of noctilucent clouds often mesmerizes onlookers due to their captivating luminosity, creating be at play, conveniently kept out of sight by the camera's framing. While the mysterious levitation captures attention, the hesitancy to reveal what happens above the man's head fuels doubt. A segment of the audience remains unconvinced, attributing the spectacle to clever trickery rather than an unearthly skill. Yet, in certain cultures, meditation is associated with transcendental abilities, blurring the lines between the mystical and the tangible. Is this individual tapping into the realm beyond our comprehension, or is it an elaborate illusion hoax? Tell us what you think in the comments section. In this vast universe, it seems improbable that humans are the only intelligent beings to exist on Earth. There's so much more beyond what meets the human eye. Aside from the physical beings we can see, various theories, cultural beliefs, and even religious teachings suggest that there are spiritual entities invisible to the naked eye. However, at times, it appears that these entities may attempt to make themselves visible. Look at this footage. A man was walking through a town completely unaware that something strange was happening behind him. An observer noticed a dark entity following him closely. What's odd is that this figure wasn't his shadow. It was something separate, moving in sync with him. Yet the man didn't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. Could this be a spirit, a shadow figure, or something else entirely? What do you think this dark presence could be? This footage comes from a security camera, and it captures something truly bizarre. A man is standing outside, completely still, staring straight ahead, but the strange part? There's a line of glowing orbs right in front of him. The man's gaze appears locked on the orbs, almost as if he's been entranced by them. The uploader of the footage believes that these orbs might have hypnotized him, and honestly, standing outside in the middle of the night frozen in place is definitely out of the ordinary. Could it be that these orbs are responsible for his strange behavior? We've seen orbs on this channel before, but never had we had any hypnotized people. Could these things be evolving, or have they always been capable of doing more than we realized? Share your thoughts in the comments section. In this intriguing footage, a star-shaped craft is captured by a drone soaring high above the clouds. Now let's peer into the cosmic conundrum. Could this be an extraterrestrial rendezvous point, an alien base hovering in the sky? Just imagine UFOs from different corners of the universe converging at this starry hub. A tantalizing theory, if I do say so myself. But, and here's the twist, some skeptics suggest a more down-to-earth explanation: CGI. Could this celestial marvel be a product of creative rendering rather than an interstellar gathering place? A part of me knows it is, but my heart, which loves all things alien, believes it's a UFO. Don't point the obvious out, just allow me to enjoy this. In Minnesota, USA, this flying object was seen. As you can see, it's nothing like our usual UFO sightings. Instead of the typical sleek metallic craft, this airborne mystery took a form of what appeared to be a floating log. Now, if you're used to saucers whizzing through the sky, the sight of a log leisurely hanging in the heavens might raise an eyebrow or two. Is this a timber-powered spacecraft defying gravity? Well, not quite. This floating log could be a whimsical interplay of perspective and atmospheric conditions. Perhaps it's a weather balloon, a drone with an unconventional shape, or just a playful optical illusion. Who knows? But as the people of Minnesota scratch their heads at this timber enigma, one thing is for sure: the skies have a way of surprising us with the unexpected. A man was driving home one night when he came across something strange in the sky. These mysterious lights were lighting up the night, hidden behind the clouds, making it impossible to see where they were coming from. But take a look at the formation. It almost seems like some kind of craft up there. Now, do you know any planes with lights arranged in this kind of formation? Most people are quick to jump to the idea that this could be a UFO, while skeptics are calling it a hoax or saying the footage is edited. But here's the thing. The light appears to reflect on the road, and you can even see them through the trees as the car drives by. So is this just an elaborate edit, or could they actually be something unidentified flying up there just out of sight? Take a look at this footage before I explain anything. In this clip, a woman is calling out to her pet dog, Frenchie, who is hiding under the covers of her bed. But here's the catch: Frenchie had already passed away. She believes that her dog's spirit still visits her and hides behind the covers, just like it used to when she was alive. As you can see, there is a clear movement under the covers, almost as if something is wriggling around. Both clips capture the moment vividly, and after a moment, whatever is causing the disturbance seems to vanish in a thin air. So what do you think? Could this be a sign that a dog is keeping her company in spirit? Take a look at this footage. We're introduced to an alien creature walking among people. The creature had huge black eyes, a small head, and a humanoid body with no indication of genitalia, so we can't tell if it's male or female. I don't even know why I thought of gender, but let's move on. Now, the skeptics in the audience are already raising eyebrows and shouting CGI. This is a reasonable idea, seeing as this does not exactly look real. Given how technology has evolved, anyone with a computer can now whip anything into reality. Visit TikTok and you'll see what I mean. The believers, on the other hand, are all in, ready to welcome our new alien neighbors with open arms. After all, if E.T. could phone home, why can't this enigmatic creature call our earthly neighborhoods home? Exploring the enigmatic beauty of nature, these mysterious caves stand at the water's edge, with waves rhythmically flowing in and out of their openings. The allure of these caverns lies not only in their natural aesthetics, but also in the mystery that surrounds their hidden depths. But where do they lead to? One possibility is that these caves are part of an interconnected system, with passages leading to various chambers or even extending beneath the seabed. The unknown nature of these spaces adds an element of excitement, as the exploration of caves often unveils surprises ranging from unique geological formations to the presence of undiscovered life forms adapted to subterranean habitats. What are your thoughts on these mysterious caves? Do you envision them as portals to hidden realms, or simply as geological wonders shaped by the forces of nature?
Oh, here's another one right here. You see him? Flying right over our heads. Pointing it right at him. And now he's turning.
A family in California saw this peculiar-looking star moving in the sky using night vision glasses. The strange-looking stars were moving in the clouds as the people used green lasers to follow their movement. At a certain point, it blinked light and continued moving. It's pretty obvious by now that that is not a star up there. Some netizens said it was a drone. Someone also says it's a UFO, but not an alien, just something in the sky. And some were very certain that this was an alien, even going further to say they have been seeing them all the time. What do you think, though? Alien or something else entirely? Share your thoughts.
Flying right over our heads. Pointing it right at him. And now he's turning.
Ooh,
yeah.
Flashed.
Yeah, you see him?
Yeah, it just flashed.
I'm lasering at him.
Our next clip opens up with an unusual object falling from the sky. The object appears to be a glowing cloud-like mass resembling a balloon more than a typical cloud. It's purple with an orange, fiery color and has a strange, unexplainable shape. The object can be seen rotating in the sky as it moves. At first, many thought it could be something otherworldly, perhaps a UFO. Looking at the clip, it's understandable why they think that. It looks like something that will come out from a spaceship or something alien. While many were buying into the idea, members of the scientific community stated that it could be wreckage from one of the SpaceX launches that were ejected into space and are now falling back to Earth. Looking at the clip, this looks like the more plausible explanation for what we are seeing. Either that or there's some serious alien camouflage. In this next ghostly encounter, a man got out of his room and was met with this bone-chilling scene. A dark apparition sitting right in front of his car. The dark figure casts an eerie presence, leaving the observer to grapple with the unsettling sight. The details of this ghostly manifestation raise numerous questions about the supernatural realm. As with many paranormal experiences, interpretations may vary. Skeptics might seek rational explanations, considering optical illusions, camera glitches, or other mundane possibilities. On the other hand, believers in the supernatural might see this as evidence of the existence of entities beyond our understanding. What are your thoughts on this incident?
That's wild right there.
Is this magic or what? A man placed a bulb on the ground and it lit up with no connection whatsoever to electricity. The individual behind this peculiar demonstration claims that the ground itself produces electricity, offering an unconventional perspective on energy sources. According to his assertion, this hidden source of electricity could potentially challenge the existing narrative around power generation. While the video sparks speculation and debate, it's essential to approach such claims with a critical mindset. The phenomenon is known as Earth battery. This concept involves using the Earth as a conductor to create a voltage potential that can power low-energy devices. In this scenario, a metal rod is inserted into the ground, and another metal rod is connected to the light bulb. The voltage potential between these 2 points can be sufficient to power the bulb. While it's a real scientific phenomenon, Earth batteries typically generate very low power and are not practical for most energy needs. Also, it's hard to say if that's exactly what the man is doing. I want to laugh, but he might come for me, so we move on to the next footage. Have you heard about the innovative building constructed in Japan by the renowned Nendo Studio? This incredible structure has been designed to play a pivotal role in reducing carbon emissions and absorbing CO2 from the environment. The building has been constructed using a special type of concrete known as CO2 silicon, which has been engineered to minimize the release of harmful gases during production. The walls of this house have been made from state-of-the-art concrete, making it a pioneering example of eco-friendly architecture. By embracing technologies like this, we can take a significant step toward mitigating the environmental impact of traditional concrete production. What do you think about the future of construction? Do you see this as a game-changing development in the field? Has the recent AI craze got you worried about computers taking over the world? Well, I hate to do this, but your worries are about to get a whole lot bigger. Intel has just rolled out Hala Point, and it's a big deal in the world of neuromorphic computing. This beast is the largest neuromorphic computer ever made, boasting 1,152 Lothi-2 chips. These chips mimic a whopping 1.15 billion artificial neurons and a mind-boggling 128 billion synapses spread across a whopping 140,544 processing cores. This means it can handle a staggering 20 quadrillion operations per second, which is a huge leap from Intel's previous system, Pohjoki Springs. Hala Point blows it out of the water, offering over 10 times the neuron capacity and up to 12 times higher performance. Why does this matter? Well, it's a game changer when it comes to the hefty computing costs of training AI models. With Hala Point, Intel aims to slash the time and resources needed to train these models. This could mean big improvements in AI applications across industries like healthcare, finance, and transportation. This is a major milestone in neuromorphic computing. Its impressive processing power and massive neuron capacity could change the game for AI training and deployment. It's a sign of exciting things to come in the world of computing. Unless AI goes bad and attacks us, of course, but that will never happen, right? All right, buckle up for this frosty mystery. A person out for a casual stroll after a snowstorm, just minding their business, when suddenly the ground beneath their feet starts to glow. Out of curiosity, the lady starts digging to unveil the secret source of this mysterious glow. Unfortunately, the video cuts off right before they discover what it is. Talk about a cliffhanger. Could it be a cluster of bioluminescent organisms like nature's very own fairy lights, or perhaps a hidden treasure chest of glow-in-the-dark snowflakes gifted by Jack Frost himself? We'll never know. A curious tourist visiting the storied Nile River was met with a mesmerizing yet unsettling sight. The once clear waters had transformed into a deep shade of crimson reminiscent of the biblical accounts of the river turning red. While the historical connotations may evoke a sense of foreboding, the reality behind this spectacle in 2016 can be traced to a natural phenomenon known as red bloom algae. In 2022, the scientific understanding of the occurrence sheds light on the mysterious transformation. Red bloom algae, also referred to as algal blooms, are caused by an overgrowth of certain types of algae in water bodies. These algae contain pigments that can impart a reddish hue to the water, giving rise to a striking visual effect. So don't worry, this is not a plague. Or is it? In this footage, a man spotted something strange in the sky, a bizarrely shaped object moving slowly through the air. The shape was so unusual that it was hard to determine whether it was a craft or something else entirely. Just take a look at that. As the man continues filming, one of his neighbors called out, asking if he knew what it was, but neither of them had any idea what they were witnessing. The object seemed to defy any clear explanation, leaving them both baffled. Do you have an explanation for this? Share it in the comments, please. Speaking of aliens and the unknown, there was a man who, some time ago, began intense research on dimensions and creatures that might live in realms beyond our own. His work led him to create a device that he claimed could pierce through the veils of our dimension and reveal beings that exist right alongside us, cloaked from our naked eye. When he released some of the images he'd captured using his device, the world was left stunned. The images allegedly showed strange otherworldly creatures living in a parallel dimension just beyond our reach. But then, something even stranger happened. Not long after making his findings public, the man mysteriously vanished. No one has heard from him since. His work and research gradually faded into obscurity with barely any information remaining today. Was he silenced or removed by forces that wanted to keep this knowledge hidden? I guess we'll never truly know.
Recibe 10 euros para jugar gratis. Regístrate hoy en onecasino.es. Encuentra la mayor colección de juegos y los mejores eventos gratuitos con grandes botes. Pagos ultra rápidos. Únete a la familia de la diversión en onecasino.es.
You know that unsettling feeling of being watched, especially when you were home alone. In a disconcerting incident, a woman found herself gripped by an unsettling feeling, prompting her to scan her surroundings for the source of her unease. To her astonishment, she discovered a peculiar sight outside her window. A pale, otherworldly creature with an elongated neck lurking in the shadows. The kind of sight that makes you question if you're living in a horror movie. The creature may have been elusive, but its unmistakably non-human form raises the hairs on the back of your neck. What do you think that could be? A friendly visitor? A paranormal voyeur? Or is it simply a trickery using light? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. These men went out fishing when they came across this. A colossal snakeskin sprawled across the forest floor like an ancient tapestry. Nature, in its mysterious ways, unfolds before the observers, leaving them to marvel at the intricate patterns and textures of a snakeskin. The sheer size of the discarded skin hinted at a serpent of formidable proportions. Snakes shed their skins periodically as they grow, and the abandoned husk left behind can be a testament to the creature's size and maturity. The sight of such a vast serpent's skin raises questions about the potential presence of an enormous snake in the vicinity. Have you heard of Skinwalker Ranch? It's a place that's gained quite a reputation for strange, unexplainable occurrences. This man lives close to the ranch, and he captured some footage of these mysterious lights in the sky right behind the clouds. He says that these lights have always been there, almost like they're part of the landscape. Some people are even saying this could be some kind of portal, a portal possibly the cause of all the strange sightings and occurrences in the area. Take a look at the footage. What do you think? Could these lights be something natural, or is there something more to it? While you try to settle on what that might be, I've got another clip that requires your attention. You need to help me identify this too. The individual who uploaded this one believes we're dealing with the corpse of an alien being. He encountered this corpse whilst exploring the great outdoors like our ancestors used to do. He expected to find interesting things, but an alien was not part of the list. Nonetheless, here it was, and he's not sure if it was the real deal or not. He uploaded it online in hopes to find answers, and individuals on the paranormal platforms he uploaded it on were more confused and surprised than he was. Some believed that the clip was true and that he was really dealing with an alien. Some also thought it had to be fake. There were a few who were skeptical as well. They just didn't know which way to go. They felt it could be AI, but they also felt there was a possibility of it being the real thing. Some were just amused with all the fake responses. They argued that for something to be fake, there had to be a real and authentic version. This simply meant that even if this was not real, there was a real alien out there somewhere. Sounds crazy, I know, but well, think about it. When it comes to the supernatural, some people don't take it seriously, even going so far as to playfully summon forces they don't fully understand. If you're one of those, this next footage might make you think twice. A young man, apparently as a joke, invited a demon into his home one evening and didn't think much of it. Later at night, he woke to a terrifying sight. This massive, shadowy figure was lurking in the corner of his room. Its body was dark and hazy, shaped like a massive dog standing upright on two legs with piercing, glowing eyes locked directly on him. Panicked, he reached for his phone to record what he was seeing, unsure if it was real or just a trick of the mind. But even through the camera, the figure was still there, unmoving and watching. In a last-ditch effort, he grabbed a crossbow and fired at the creature before fleeing his house in sheer terror. Whether this footage is real or just a hoax, it serves as a stark reminder to not mess with things you don't understand. There's always a chance that something might answer back.
Mommy, a girl behind you.
What are you?
In this footage, an elderly man is out camping with his daughter and granddaughter, enjoying a cozy bonfire one night. As the man circles the fire, adding wood and paper to keep the flames going, his daughter casually films him, and then she notices something strange. There, in the shadows, is an odd figure seemingly following him around the fire. The young granddaughter's voice breaks the stillness as she too points it out, saying there's a girl following him. The figure appears briefly in the camera's view, moving in sync with the man. Julius thinks it's just a reflection from the fire, but Aaron believes there's something more to it. Given that even the little girl noticed it, what are your thoughts? Is it simply a trick of the light, or is there something else, something more mysterious lingering by the fire?
Mommy, a girl behind you.
What are you?
There have been numerous eerie reports from people claiming to have seen figures or even entire cities floating in the sky. One observer shared footage of what they saw at the edge of the clouds were these strange shadowy figures all through the sky. It almost looks like people standing all around watching from the clouds. It's unsettling to say the least. While some viewers might think it's a supernatural event, others explain this phenomenon as a fata morgana, a type of mirage that distorts distant objects, often making them appear as though they're floating. Still, it's hard to shake that eerie feeling when you see something like this. Could it just be a mirage, or is there something more mysterious at play? What do you think? I can't stress this enough. Before you buy a new home, it's always a good idea to dig into the property's history. You'd be surprised how many people unknowingly move into houses with paranormal activity.
Suena Videooooosss. Siente la diversión con 50 tiradas gratis en Book of Dead con tu primer depósito y tu dinero será siempre tuyo. Oh yeah.
Siente la diversión de Videooooosss.
Only to find out after it's too late. Take this couple for example. One night they were woken up by strange noises coming from the attic. Curious and a little freaked out, they decided to investigate. After a thorough search, they were led to something far more terrifying than they expected. On the roof, peeking through a gap, was a creature with a pale body and glowing eyes. It was watching them silently, its head sticking out from the attic, observing the couple like intruders. Shocked and terrified, the couple quickly abandoned their investigation and retreated to their room, leaving the creature in the attic. I mean, how are you supposed to deal with something like that in the middle of the night? There's no way you're going to try to kick out a glowing-eyed creature from your own house at 3 a.m. What would you do if you were in their shoes? Here we have footage from a man who spotted something lurking in the woods across the field he was standing on.
I just seen something over in the woods, Chris, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Do you see that? Do you see that?
It shows a massive furry figure moving back and forth on two legs, shifting as though it's watching him. This creature towers at an estimated height of around 8 feet, with broad shoulders and a sturdy build, too large and upright to resemble a typical animal. Could it be a Bigfoot, or maybe even the elusive Dogman? Share your thoughts, especially if you were like Julius and think it's just a hoax.
I just seen something over in the woods, Chris, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Do you see that? Do you see that? In this footage, this man, camping alone in the woods, thought he'd found a peaceful spot for the night. He had everything set up, and as he finally laid down, he began to hear strange noises echoing from outside his tent. At first, he heard distant howlings, which was unsettling enough, but then he started to pick up on something else, another noise that didn't quite fit with the sounds of wildlife. Feeling a deep unease, he decided to check it out. He unzipped his tent and shone his flashlight into the dark forest. His light caught a figure standing by a nearby tree, partially hidden in the shadows. The figure didn't resemble any animal, and its form was eerily human-like, yet somehow not quite right. Within a few seconds, he hears what sounds like the voices of children, and it sends chills down his spine. That's not something you expect. Given the fact that this clip was eventually uploaded, it means he survived, but you have to wonder, What did he just encounter? Many individuals online are convinced it could be the spirit of a child. A number are also skeptical about the whole thing, and then there's Julius, our in-house science whiz and non-believer in the paranormal, who is convinced that everything in the clip is a paid actor. But what do you guys think? A photographer was out near some springs in the Utah mountains when he heard a strange noise. Instinctively, he turned his camera toward the sound, and this is what he captured. Behind a cluster of trees, there was a huge bipedal figure slowly moving through the brush, almost as if it was stalking him. He later shared the footage online, sparking a lot of debate. Some believe it's just a hoax, a man in a costume, and honestly, that theory has gotten a lot of traction. But others, like Aaron and a few passionate wildlife enthusiasts, are convinced this is the real deal, the elusive Bigfoot. What do you think, hoax or genuine sighting? This clip was shared by a hiker who was out in the woods when he noticed something or someone watching him from a distance, partially hidden behind a tree. Feeling uneasy, he quickly snapped a photo of what he described as the creep. The image he captured is eerie, showing a large creature that appears to be an unsettling grin on its face. Although the picture is blurry, a closer look reveals a menacing smile. Judging by the broad shoulders and the head peeking over the bushes, many believe this creature could be a Bigfoot. The size,